Hi there, it's me, Shanna Sperry. I am a middle school SDC teacher. I teach all four subjects plus a fifth period of life skills, and then my students go into Gen Ed for the other two periods of the day, joining in PE and in design with computers. So they do push out into the Gen Ed population for two periods of the day, which technically counts as inclusion, but they are really isolated in my class. But we're a community. I really stress that we're a community. We help each other out. We work together to earn things. I use that kind of language with them. So my background is more creative, English, theater, drama, that kind of thing. When I was young, all the way through high school, I was always a straight A student and hung out with all the smart kids. Didn't really party or anything like that till college. But so I always, school wasn't that hard for me. So I just kind of breezed through it. And then once I got up into high school and started taking high school math, breezing through wasn't as much of an option for this daydreamer. And in ninth grade, 10th grade, I failed geometry. And I really put the failure a lot on the teacher. She was inattentive, lazy, didn't really care to help me in any way, didn't care to help me understand what I was doing wrong. So I ended up taking summer school for that. When all my friends started taking calculus and trig and all those, I was like, no, thank you. Kind of just strayed away from that. It's not that I think math is hard. I guess I'm just not really attracted to the cold reality of the facts and, I don't know. So, and then the other math teacher I had of note in high school, she was just cuckoo. She was crazy. So I had a lazy and a crazy. Those are the two that I really only remember. The crazy one she would get all worked up, working out problems up on her projector and with her vis-a-vis markers and just furiously doing math, and I would just sit there like, I do not follow this. So I always did my best, but I just never really had a teacher who sparked an interest to see the creative side of it or anything like that. So now I am a teacher, and the one thing I really started to notice is I would say, okay, I'm going to teach them division. And then I realized, wait, you have to know multiplication to do division. Okay, so now we have to learn multiplication. They don't know their multiplication tables. Okay, so we have to go back to keep breaking it down backwards until we can find a skill they do know how to do. And that was something I really took for granted as, a typical person, is just the stuff we memorize from a day-to-day basis, the math stuff alone. Like most of us have memorized what 2 times 2 is. We don't have to look at a table or use a calculator because we can't remember what 2 times 2 is. Simple things like that is we all take for granted, and these kids can't do that. So just using tools like a multiplication table. I try not to use calculators. I really want to teach them ways to do things without having to use a calculator. Just so they always can do it. But I've covered algebra with them. I did PEMDAS with them. I went through that. They were pretty receptive to it. And now we're working on division. But I tried to do fractions with them. I started trying fractions, and I realized, like, adding and subtracting fractions and having to find the common denominator and things like that, it was just too much for them because of all the things you had to have already memorized to do that skill. Like factoring, being able to just multiply real quick in your head, or think, oh, what's a common factor of 3 and 4? Oh, 12. Having to take all that time to find the common factor, it's by the time we find the answer of the fraction, it's so convoluted, the concept is gone. So that's what I've been coming to learn from being a teacher. And it's almost an advantage that I have to break everything down backwards, because it's kind of helping me baby step into teaching these skills as well. Anyway, what do I believe math is? A lot of numbers and cold hard facts. That's it. All right, bye.